In this lesson, we're still doing things to make sure that our site works the way we want it to and our clients have this marvelous experience. Now, I'm talking about alternate text on images. There's a lot of reasons to use it. Number one, if you have alt text on an image and you hover on the image, the text that you use will pop up. So it might say Bodie Lighthouse next to the cursor. It's like a tooltip. Another thing is for people who are visually impaired, it will read the words to them, which is really important. And number three, it's used in search engine optimization. Search engines will look for a lot of things to determine your order. If you're using the same words over and over again in a very logical way, that gives you an advantage. So I'll tell you what, we don't need anything open. We're going to go up to the word Edit on the pull-down menu and go down to Find and Replace. This is how I do it, and it works great. Now I want to go the entire current local site. I do want to search the source code. I want it to find ALT equal and then two quotes, one right next to the other. Now I don't want to match case, although that doesn't really matter because most alt statements are lowercase. I just want to make sure. I want to ignore any white space. These are not expressions. I'm saying go through my entire site, go through the HTML, and find any alt statements that don't have anything in them. Now, in our case, it's probably going to be everything. Click Find All. There's just a couple. Now, that could take me an hour or longer to put all of these in. But to me, it's worth it to sit here and consistently put in exactly what I want. For example, we can go to every one of these. Let me move that down just a little bit more. You want to do this one right here, double click. Now let me go ahead and close this for now. There it is. That is where the alt text goes. For what? For the image heading 1 JPEG this. Now it can also, and this is an easier way to do it, let's go back into design view. Select the one you want to add the alt text to and come down here and add the alt text, like Lighthouses of the World header image. So if somebody were visually impaired and they hovered on that, it would say Lighthouses of the World header image. So I need the words to make sense to somebody who is either reading them or having them spoken to them, but I am also using Lighthouses of the World over and over and over again to help my SEO. I'm going to do this. I'll do one more. I'm going to select Lighthouses of the World. Why type it more than once? I'm going to do Command on a Mac, Control and Windows C, copy. Now let's go ahead and close this one out and of course save it. Now it's telling me since that was on a template, do you want to update these pages? And that's going to save me a lot of time. I'm going to say yes, of course, and close. Go into Lighthouse Images 1. Now we have these images, and if we select one, I can paste, and that's a Command on a Mac, Control and Windows V, those words, and then type in Bodie Lighthouse image. Each image will be consistent in Lighthouses of the World. The other text will be based exactly on what the image is. Now, we don't have that big of a site, and you saw how many we had to do. Now, the good news is a lot of them were on the templates, which means we do one, it's going to do it to all of them. But the way I work, my workflow, okay, you can do it anytime you want, is I usually leave this for the end and sometimes spend a half a day on it. But that way I know they're consistent, they will read well, and they will work with my SEO. Let's go ahead and save, and let's move on because we're not done.